Yeah, it's hard to put into words. I feel really so sad for his children. I was corresponding with him. We were texting, so I spoke to him about a week ago. The quality of his life was deteriorating so rapidly. But he was he was the funniest man. He was such a joy to work with, and I want to just remember him in that spirit because anytime he was on set, he brought so much fun to it. He had a great sense of humor. He was easy to work with. We got along instantly. As I'm reading the pilot for the first time, I got this anxiety. I'm like, oh my God, I forget all the time.
Can you stop saying
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. You forget.
I've never done that before.
Sorry, I apologize.
I've never done that.
Forgive me, everyone.
Any show that starts with a Talking Heads song with you jogging through the streets, I was sort of already in anyway.
We were like, you've got to have good music.
It's
right?
so
If you
important.
don't have the right music, then you're in trouble.
It's so
And then we were really tight on the budget, so we blew an entire budget on
that
that one
song.
song. Let me give you a quick juggling lesson.
Yeah.
So, in 1982, I won second place in international juniors competition in juggling. So it's a crossing pattern: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, when you do 4, and God help me, one.
Oh! Right, you might find our next guest filed under the categories Amazing A-List Actor, Top-Notch Racing Driver, The World's Sexiest Man. He's now starring in the gripping new thriller Memory of a Killer, here we go, which continues weekly on Monday. So let's whip up a frenzy for the delightful Patrick Dempsey! And you brought the song with you. Thank you very much.
Yes, I did. It's wild.
Before we talk about things all shiny and new,
Yeah.
the very sad news overnight about the passing of Eric.
Yeah, I just woke up this morning and I was very sad to read the news. Yeah, it's hard to put into words. I feel really so sad for his children. I was corresponding with him. We were texting, so I spoke to him about a week ago, and some friends of ours went in to see him, and he was really starting to lose his ability to speak. He was bedridden, and it was very hard for him to swallow, so the quality of his life was deteriorating so rapidly. But he was the funniest man. He was such a joy to work with, and I want to just remember him in that spirit because anytime he was on set, he brought so much fun to it. He had a great sense of humor. He was easy to work with. We got along instantly. First scene was him in all his glory, coming out of the bathroom with a towel on, looking amazing, making me feel completely out of shape and insignificant. And
Did you pick up your game after that?
yeah, I had to, but we hit it off because there was never really any competition. There was just this wonderful mutual respect. He's wickedly intelligent, and I'm always going to remember those moments of fun that we had together and celebrate the joy that he did bring to people's lives. And the real loss is for us who don't have him anymore.
Yeah.
He did an incredible job at bringing awareness to this horrible disease in those remaining days, which was really brave of him to do. It just reminds us that we all have to celebrate every day like it's our last day because, I'm at the age now where I'm wearing glasses because I can't see. We both can't see anything. And
I can't see to find my glasses when I'm wearing my glasses to look for other glasses.
I lose mine all the time, so I had to bring these today. But it's something that we have to remember, and certainly in a world there is just so much crisis and there is so much tragedy that we really need to be grateful for every moment that we have, spend time with our families, do things that are better, that are the benefit of other people, to be of service, to be kind, to be loving, and these values with our leadership, unfortunately, that we're seeing around the world, and certainly in America with this horrible, corrupt government that is currently running America. We have to remember treat our neighbors and our friends with the right values.
And when people are going through challenges and horrific challenges, it does, of course, give the rest of us a chance to step up. And you've
right.
done that. I mean, I was going to talk about this later, but it's a lovely
it sort of
segue.
fits into what's happening.
Tell us about the Dempsey Center.
The Dempsey Center was inspired by my mom's cancer journey. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in the late 90s, had over 12 reoccurrences. So it felt like every 2 years it would come back and we would have to go back in for treatment. And she inspired the Dempsey Center. And what we do there, and certainly you're dealing with it here in this country with the princess and her cancer diagnosis, and now the king as well. We don't treat the disease, we treat the person holistically. We provide services like acupuncture, Reiki, nutrition, counseling, which is one of the biggest things that is needed so people can talk. Support for the caregivers. I think people forget how difficult it is to be with someone who is going through the treatment and trying to be strong as a caregiver, and certainly with Eric and that, and then what we're talking about with memory, with the killer, with dementia, the same thing. So you need that support service. You need that because you come out of treatment with all the breakthroughs that we've had with medicine and with the chemicals. You may be cured, but you're not emotionally healed. And also there's a wonderful group here, Maggie's group, if you're familiar with them, and the work that they do is very similar. So I wanted to bring awareness to what's happening in this country. So if anybody is going through cancer right now or they need support, I would turn to them. We also are working with 4 other countries, and now we're based in the town I grew up in, and we service, I think now 34 states as well, virtually.
And that's why it's so important. It's obviously important to help if you can, and it's the most selfless thing you can do because it makes you feel great.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I got up this morning and I was like, how do I put a positive spin on this day? Because it's like the last thing I want to do is come in and talk about anything and talk about a show and promote something. And it's also my daughter's 24th birthday, so you're celebrating life, and it makes you think about your own mortality and how much time do you have left. And I'm a big believer in stoicism. Religion is interesting. I mean, the dogma is a bit of a problem, but I think spirituality is very important. And it's like you really have to be of service. I don't care how much fame you have, how much money you have, unless you do something that is for the benefit of others. That is really what life is about.
And you won't be truly happy unless you do.
You really won't. And when you're working collectively, and I think with the staff at the center or even with the board, you have people that have all these different disciplines, and they're bringing something to the table, and there is such joy in that work, and that's what we really need to do. And I think because of social media, I mean, you can get in the right algorithms where you can stay positive.
Yeah.
And that's the key, is really seeking out and finding the positive things and being able to have acts of kindness.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing is, especially when you're in a city, when you have so many people that are fighting for their space, they may be very aggressive with you in the morning on the tube, or they're fighting. You have to understand, okay, what is troubling that person? Do I have enough self-discipline to be able to step back and go, what's going on? Can I help you? And what's wrong? Yeah. And I think these are the values that we're really not getting enforced by our leadership, by the government and by our spiritual leaders and things like that. And that has to happen with us individually, and to remember those values.
Can I say thanks for coming in still? Because you could have cancelled so easily. I really appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure. I thought it was like, what can we do? And I think I just wanted to remember Eric in a positive way. He was funny as all hell. He just really had a great sense of humor.
Nobody's going to forget McSteamy versus McDreamy anytime soon.
No, it's really something. And, it was. It just makes you appreciate life that much more, and to have had time with him and to get to know him.
And we've got to stay fit. We've got to stay fit because we get to stay fit.
Well, that's the important thing too. Is I think now that we're talking about it, is to really understand your family history. If you have a cancer gene, go in, tell your doctor, especially if you're young, get your physicals, colon cancer, prostate cancer, depending what, breast cancer, all of these things, these diseases now, if you catch them early enough, people are surviving.
Yeah.
And then you're dealing with survivor, and being survivorship is very tricky in itself, and you need the counseling and the support. it's there. We just need to keep bringing the awareness to it, and that's why it's nice to come in and talk about this.
Yeah,
you
thank
know?
you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, it is. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. This show, man.
Do you like
It's
it?
great.
I'm good. We just finished a couple weeks ago,
you
and I
actually?
had no idea if it was going to work or not.
Well, let me tell you, it works.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So Patrick plays this assassin. He's an assassin. He has a woodland lair, which we'll talk about in a moment or two.
Right.
He has a daughter that he dotes on. He has a bit of a douchebag for a son-in-law, which we'll get to maybe.
Yeah.
I suppose that's how it works. That's what we're supposed to think anyway. Maybe there's some kind of.
I think if you have a daughter or anything, you're always cautious about the boys they're bringing
especially
in.
if he doesn't have a job.
If he doesn't have a job, it's really frustrating.
And he thinks $2,000 will keep his pregnant wife from.
Yeah, he's an inventor.
Yeah, he's an inventor. It's funny, man. It's funny as well. But assassin by day and night. But the cover is a photocopier salesman. However, that's not the twist. The twist is
He's an assassin.
no. The twist is that he's
The twist is
Yeah.
the mental twist is
Yeah.
that he early onset dementia.
and that happens in episode 1. I didn't know what to mention, but then I saw a couple of interviews with you. You did a great interview on the Today Show, and they talk about it there. It's really good.
Right. So he has dementia in a family history of
Which
that.
is so interesting.
It's really interesting. So he doesn't know. Like we all get to our ATM and we sometimes forget our number. Of like,
Yeah.
oh, what this happened to me. I was like, and as I'm reading the pilot for the first time, I got this anxiety. I'm like, oh my god, I forget all the time.
Can you stop saying
Oh, sorry.
I
Excuse me.
said
You forget.
I've never done that before.
Sorry, I apologize.
I've never done that.
Forgive me, everyone.
Forgive me too.
I forget things. I forget things.
What a perfect example of us both.
Well, I was doing a great interview until I'm done. Now the
Thank you.
police are
Bye-bye.
after me.
Yeah, I love working. It was great working here. Thank you. Here's your new host, Patrick Dempsey.
You know what? We'll start a podcast together because there's not enough of them anyway. So we'll get them going.
Yeah, we could call it S blank 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 at 60. He's turned 60. I'm 60 in a couple of weeks.
I know. Can you believe
We've
it?
got to compare 60 nights in a moment. Any show that starts with a Talking Heads song, right, in an idyllic town, a waterside town, with you jogging through the streets, I was sort of already in anyway.
That's good.
It's a wise start, man.
Because we were like, you got to have good music.
It's
right?
so
If you don't
important.
have the right music, then you're in trouble.
It's so important.
And then we were really tight on the budget, so we blew an entire budget on
That
that one song.
Well, why not?
And it was like, well, okay, we might as well get people engaged. So
Yeah.
hopefully in success we can continue.
You only
to
get
do
one
it.
chance to open the series.
You do, right?
That's the thing.
People are very quick to make a decision if they like that show or
By
not.
the way, we all want to go to where it's filmed. Where is that place?
We shot it in Toronto.
All right, okay.
So
wait,
outside of it's like a little city outside of Toronto.
it's a city.
It's a little
the most
town.
beautiful city in the world.
Yeah, well, it's a little town by a lake outside of Toronto. So
All right.
we shot the whole thing there.
Now, what's ironic is you are a very decent racing driver, aren't you?
Well, thank you. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, you are.
I mean,
and
there's some great drivers
you're
out
really,
there, but
you're really good at it. I mean, unfortunately, you're very, very good at it. I've had first-hand experience of this.
it's hard to do. But yeah, I love it. For me, it's the best sport in the world.
Yeah.
It's been remarkable to see the power of what's happened with Drive to Survive and how it's expanded Formula One.
blown it up, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's blown up the sport. Everybody now is
we got
aware
the
of it.
first-
Before, when I was doing it, everybody's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, no, that's easy, right? There's no physicality
Yeah.
to that. You don't realize how physical
America
it is.
seems to have owned it. They've just taken it over.
Well, yeah, I mean, the F1 movie is so successful, and it's brought more attention to it. And it was always a hard market for Formula One to break into because of NASCAR, but now it just dominates the world.
And it's obviously anything that's side adjacent to that kind of extent, like everything lights each other up. So NASCAR's got a new release of life as well, and Indianapolis and all this kind of stuff going on.
Yes.
So the Grand Prix, the Australian Grand Prix, is in a couple of weekends' time. Can you believe the season starts again in a couple of weekends?
No, and what's going to be really interesting to see who's going to, I've been watching the testing,
So
right? So the
right.
new cars, and you see a lot of the technology. I mean, Ferrari's been very strong.
Very strong.
And some great innovations. You see the wing and how
I
the wing
know.
is operating? I thought that was
and Mercedes was so good that they were going to be investigated by the FIA, so they just slowed down a bit.
Well, I think they're all sandbagging right now.
So
So
do
we
I.
won't really know.
I think Aston Martin are really sandbagging.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with
Yeah.
Adrian Newey's new car and what happens. But it's going to be fascinating because it's a whole new platform.
Yeah.
And we won't know for the first few races who's going to dominate.
How many Grand Prix you been to?
A number of them.
Over 10?
Yeah.
Close to 100?
Yeah. At least over 10. Yes.
Yeah,
well, I
yeah.
work with Tag Heuer, so that's the greatest thing.
Does that get you in?
That gets me in quite a bit. And
Got a ticket.
they were one of my.
Got one of these.
Yeah.
By the way, I watched the F1 movie. So bizarre. Because I knew you were coming in anyway, but subconsciously I didn't put the two together. I watched the F1 movie for the first time this week.
Yes, what'd you think?
Well, I had put it off because I just didn't want it to be not as good as I hoped it would be, but I thought it couldn't be, and it was. It was really good. I really liked it.
Well, it was interesting because my co-driver Patrick Long is in the first section at the Daytona with the driver change, and he did a lot of the driving, and he was like, "This is so much fun to be a part of that." And you could just see Brad Pitt having the time.
Do you know Brad?
Well, I was at the first Vegas race when Formula One was there, right? And it was like,
of course you were.
It was a.
Sorry, so were we
No,
all.
I'm not dropping. I'm not to be
He
an
doesn't see
ass
you,
about it,
that's
but
all,
I guess I can't say that
You
either.
can say ass, yeah.
But
You can just say
well,
ass.
it was really interesting because we didn't know they had so many troubles during first practice, right? Because they were the suction was just blowing the top off of the manhole covers, and it was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
So you had no idea if this was going to be a great race or not, and it turned out to be one of the best races of the year. Outside Brazil is always one of the best races.
Yeah.
Like last year, the rain, Max, and just always good racing there. And you could just see he was like a kid in a candy store, being able to be a part of the world. And I think everybody, if you like cars, you want to race. And especially a Formula One car.
The race footage is great, and you know,
the technology behind that's been great.
This was I promise this was a question about Memory of a Killer, because the irony of it all is...
Wait, can we talk about one more race? Did you watch Bathurst this weekend? Did you watch any of that? Oh my God. Anybody watch it? It was just phenomenal. And the problem is they've got to slow up because they have kangaroos coming across the track all the time. So, but there was a horrific crash. But I mean, that was always a race on my bucket list. I don't, that's one of.
But you're not allowed to. The point is, my question is.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupt.
No, you didn't interrupt. That's what you're here for. Interrupt away.
Okay.
Just don't swear anymore.
I'll just watch my language from here on.
I've never done that before. I've been this far.
I completely forgot because I was on the show the other night and everybody was dropping F-bombs left and right.
Guests do it all the time, but it's just, I've never done it.
Okay.
Ever. To my knowledge.
Well, I'm glad I could corrupt you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
The irony is, when you're on Grey's Anatomy, they allowed you to race.
Yeah, I could get out
on this show, which is full of car chases, which you actually drive in.
Yes.
They don't allow you to race on the downtime.
No, because I had a whole season. I got my first chance to race at Imola, which was great, an incredible track, and then Monza in the Cup Series with a wonderful Swiss team, and then I was going to race in Sweden, and I had an Austin race, so I had a whole season planned.
Yeah,
and of course the call came in, I think it was like a Tuesday night, read this script, we need you to make a decision in the morning. And it's like, oh, it's a job. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Right. That.
Hang on.
I can't.
Do I owe money after?
Yeah, absolutely. But that is also your final warning.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't want to throw him off the show, but I might have to.
But I get thrown. It's a bit. Anyway.
Please, yeah, I just want. Yeah,
so,
it's gonna be fine.
That's right.
Sorry, it's not plugged into anything. Those were the days. Yeah. So. You can drive in this, but you...
Yeah, no, I got to do all the driving in this, and we had all the car mounts and everything. And I did, I don't know if many people saw the Ferrari movie, which I thought was...
I thought it was great.
I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then Michael Mann wanted to make that movie for over 20 years, and I got to do all the driving in that.
Look at your face, like a little boy.
That was some of the most scariest driving I've ever done in my life because we're in these cars and it had a Caterham chassis, and then of course they had the body built on top of that, and we were shooting these night sequences and we're going as fast as possible, nose to tail, in the wet.
Yeah.
And then you had the Cayenne picture car up there. And I was like, what am I doing? There's no cage, there's no helmet. And for some reason, they had us put this ridiculous helmet on that was so heavy that if we hit or stopped too quickly, it would snap our necks off.
You've got to be so careful, man.
But it was so much fun.
I know.
I had the best time on that movie.
Adrenaline just...
And then driving with the cameras on, it was fun because there's a whole sequence where I'm running away from someone that we find out later on why, what's going on.
The guy in the pickup.
The guy in the pickup truck, and we had the electric Porsche.
I was going to talk about the car.
The car. It's a station wagon. Yeah.
So is it a hybrid? Because
it's the hybrid.
You hear a thrum, and then you hear the whoosh.
Yeah. So we had that, and then we had the camera. We had like 3 or 4 cameras on the car.
Yeah.
So the car usually handles really well, but there was so much understeer. That. Under braking, I kept like, oh my God, and the curbs. I can't hit a curb because as soon as I hit the curb, the toe will go out and I'm going to lose it. So I was just first take. I'm like, I'm going to go for this.
Yeah, of course you are.
And then I was like, okay, now I know it. So, and then I kept going faster and faster and faster and faster.
I bet they were like,
and I'm like, don't we need another take?
Oh, we got to shoot a scene in a cafe.
We wanted to do another driving sequence, but we couldn't afford enough of the road to shut down on this first season.
Did Porsche give you the car? Because it's a great advert for that car.
It was part of the picture card, like the transpo.
It looks good in that.
They were great, and it's a good. The Gran Turismo, which is a great car, it's big enough, and then we can put the bodies in the back.
Yeah.
And it's quick.
You are, however, by the producers of Memory of a Killer, up to episode 4, and new episodes every week on Amazon Prime. See how we
You
did.
did. I think it's on tonight, right?
Good, yeah.
Is it on tonight?
You are, however, allowed via your insurance to play golf pickleball. Golf or pickleball, yeah?
Right.
Is that true? And you are still golfing, and you do play pickleball.
Yes, I don't. Well, we played paddle tennis quite a bit.
Yeah, and then everybody talks about pickleball. Paddle is cool. Pickleball isn't cool, but it's still sort of ubiquitous.
Yes,
and I presume, because I've only just heard this from you, that people are getting injured because they're not taking it serious enough. Because it's still exercise, and you've got to be careful.
You have to stretch. And
you've got to stretch.
And when you're in your 60s, you really have to.
Well, we know that.
Now, let me ask you this question.
Come on.
Was it harder for you to turn 50, or was it harder for you to turn 60?
I don't know, because I'm not 60 till 5 weeks time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I want your tips, by the way, because you had a great 60th birthday eve.
Yes, I did.
What happened on the eve?
So my wife was in California working, and I was shooting in Toronto, and she was flying. Mrs. D,
who's here today.
She's here today.
Yeah.
It's great. She's with me and on this trip, and my daughter's here, and she loves London, and she's been studying here and wants to move here, and she's a pastry chef.
She's very welcome.
Cordon Bleu. So it's great that it's her birthday today, so we'll have a great dinner tonight. I'm like, well, God, she should have landed by now. And I'm texting her, and I'm like, what's going on? I hope everything is okay. And, of course, it's been snowing. The weather's terrible. And it's not like her not to call me. So I send, are you okay? Everything all right? I push send, and the next thing I hear this, I'm like, oh, God, I'm in trouble. What's happened? I must have done something, because it was like a really aggressive knock. I open up the door, and there she is.
Yeah!
And that was my
Mrs. Dreamy.
Mrs. Dreamy came in. Mrs. Dreamy.
Mrs. Dreamy, girl power.
So we had a great night, and it was great. It was a good way to turn 60.
And it was great. And I left the gun in the fridge. That's what happened.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So in episode 1, we do see the top of the abs right now. I do need some tips. I think I'm in not terrible shape for my age.
Right.
You know, I'm looking after the marginal decade. You know, I don't want to have a miserable sort of winter, as it were.
Right.
What are you doing? What's the regime?
I don't drink.
Nor do I.
So here's the thing. When I started, I had a full year of WEC, which is the World Endurance Championship.
Yeah.
And March 14th, it was right out. It was right. I was doing Sebring, the 12-hour race.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really need to get disciplined now. I need to stop drinking. So I stopped drinking.
When was that, if you don't mind me asking?
That was 2015.
Right.
And that made a huge difference.
Macro decision.
It's huge. And we're starting to see the data, how bad it is for you anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't miss that unless I'm on the podium. Then I'll have a little sip. Then the champagne.
You do still?
Sip.
Good for
if you're, yeah, because I don't miss it at all.
Yeah.
It was a conscious decision of just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And when we won at Le Mans as a team owner, I had a little sip, and I just had a sip. And I finished second as a driver, which was great. So it was a dream come true. And then we were on the podium in Japan in WEC. So, but I knew I had 1 year at my age because I was about to turn 50, and I knew I had a full ride with Porsche. We had a great team, and I really wanted to go for it. And you have to work out, you have to watch your weight, and all of those things, and you have to be much more disciplined. So, if you work out hard, with weights for 25 minutes, you do your cardio, you watch your diet, and
it doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much, and it's just it's breaking that routine. And believe me, I used to love my tequila post race. It's good, but we're
not mid race.
No, only between stints.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's what they used to do. But in the old days, they used to do that.
I know.
You used to have a shot. You'd have to in those cars to you get drunk and off you go.
You started juggling.
That's how I got started.
And once a juggler, always a juggler. Can you still juggle?
I can still juggle.
Okay.
You know why I started juggling? We
Yeah.
we have to talk about Michaela Schifrin, who just won the gold medal, and Lindsey Vonn, and
Yep.
the Americans. Breezy won the downhill, and Jesse
How great is
Diggins.
the Winter Olympics, by the way?
Unbelievable!
So good, isn't it?
So great, and it's so great to see what's been happening on the Alpine side, you know, of that, and the amount of pressure. So. How I get to the juggling is that Inmar Stenmark, who I was going to race with this year, Inmar Stenmark was the best skier of the 70s. And his whole, apples too, I get some breakfast. See, he would ride the unicycle to improve his balance. So I figured, okay, if I'm going to be an Olympic champion,
Yes.
I need to learn how to ride a unicycle. And at this time, Sears and Roebuck was a catalog. You couldn't order anything online or anything like that. You had to go and sort of send in your check. So I would sell seeds door to door in a little rural community in Maine to get enough money to buy my unicycle to improve my balance. So I would ride it to school. And one day, the power went out in shop class. In shop class is where you do woodwork and things like that. And we had nothing to do. And Paul McKinney, who was this ex-Green Beret, kind of hippie, and we all were making hammer dulcimers. That was what we were doing, and we couldn't finish. So he goes, let's start to juggle.
Yeah, come on.
There you go. And now what's cool is that you see all the racers juggling before the race. Because,
of course they do.
Because what it does, it helps your situational
Well,
awareness.
Brad does it in the movie, doesn't he?
Well, that's because he picked it up from watching everybody. Now, okay, 4 is very...
Four,
okay,
come on.
now you're putting me on the spot. I'm going to have to stand...
4 and you can go, all right?
Okay, 4 is very easy because all you're doing is 4. And let me give you a quick juggling lesson.
Yeah.
So it's called a cascade, and if you go to IGA, which is the International Jugglers Association, you're going to see some amazing jugglers, and the technique that they have is...
By the way, the World Championships, Juggling World Championships, are a thing to behold.
Oh, can I tell you another side story?
Yes.
So in
You've got to go. I'm going to get in trouble, but it's up to you.
in 1982, I won second place in International Juniors competition in juggling. So it's a crossing pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, when you do 4, and God help me, 1.
Oh!
So it's 2. I used to be able to do 5.
Well, give it one
No,
go.
No, I don't want to bruise these wonderful apples. There's,
Give it a go.
I can't. There's no way I could do it. There's no way.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, here we go. This is really going to be
Okay,
embarrassing.
one round you're going to hit the biggest
If I
shit in
swear,
the
the
world.
word will be even much
Okay,
more.
by the way,
intense.
if this happens, just let me say,
Well,
Memory of a Killer, it's out all the time. It's on Fox and Hulu in America. It's on Amazon Prime here. It's really, really good. I was really tired last night. I had to watch 1 episode for work. I watched 2, which I'm a bit baggy this morning.
You look
Very, very
fabulous, by the way.
good. Thank you, mate. So do you.
right.
Fabulous. Okay, if this works, big round of applause. That's the end of him, all right? Okay?
So 5 is basically the same technique.
Okay,
It's
here
called
we
the
go.
cascade, right?
Okay.
So I can see if I can do a pass.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah!